I'm Michael Thomas. Right now I'm a volunteer firefighter. I was in the Army as an infantryman, one tour in Afghanistan. Prior to that, I spent 5 years as a deputy sheriff. Received a Purple Heart in Afghanistan when I hit a suicide bomber, and I've struggled with PTSD and traumatic brain injury since then for about 10 years. Kind of been faking it till I make it for about 12, 15, drinking on one side and kind of keeping that hiding it from people.
Yeah.
And getting in trouble. I don't know what the shit, but it's been wearing me out, and then kind of keeping, what do I say, public mic here and private mic here, and finally I can kind of be just Mike.
You just get to be Mike?
Yeah. Not like, all right, now my habits are all here in check. Now I can kind of clean myself up, go out into public.
Nice.
Anxieties and back and forth for like 10, 12 years. Now I finally feel like
it wears on you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Wrinkles, crow's feet,
yeah.
Pissing people off, holes in the wall, all those things. And now I've legitimately feel, without a bottle of booze, having to run somewhere, feeling evened out.
Good.
So
how's your drinking now that you've gone through the treatment?
I'm not drinking at all.
Nice.
So
it helps with cravings, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah. I definitely circled the drain for a while.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't be here. So I think I'm lucky that I'm here. Lost 3 guys to suicide out of my unit since I've been home, and gosh, I've seen so much suicide from sister units, just other guys, and then in the not just the veteran community, but law enforcement, fire, so much suicide, and I'm very passionately, against it. A guy I know, Clifton Cachette, he's an Iraqi veteran, and I was a deputy sheriff with him in Clinton County. He was, and I spent some time, when we were deputies, I drank with him and all that, and partied. But I guess he had heard that I was still having a hard time after years, and he went through this, and he's like, man, I think you ought to do this.
So he's been through our program?
Yeah.
Great.
And he said, I want to introduce you to this guy named Ben Gatrost. I think he was a Fed or something. He's an Air Force JAG guy.
He's a great guy.
He called me up one night, and he gave me like an hour, 2 hours of his time. And he's why Annie got in the program, because he's like, man, we traumatize our spouses. And I never thought of that. And I'm like, man, I'm a pain in the ass. And I was like, yeah, 2 years of living with me. And what's funny is as soon as I started to get better, I started to see me and my wife. I started to see like my little tendencies, my snappiness, my over defensiveness, like that, like always.
Yep.
And I'm like, honey, chill out. But I'm like, wait a second. She was, at first in the marriage, it was like her saying, chill out. Why are you? I'm like, dude, this is scary.
It's the ripple effect.
But I'm like, so don't react and be mean. Don't create the cycle, Michael. Ooh, so it's been, the hardest thing has been not, but after the therapy, I don't feel that thing inside of me that wants to boil up like it used to. That immediate, like, you see in the movies, like when the nuclear reactor, when they put the uranium rod in there and the instantaneous boil up. Like that thing in me, it doesn't instantaneously, red line and like, fight. I'm like, it wants to whirl up, but then there's something in me now that I think for a minute. I'm like,
you're less reactionary.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wait, you're gonna be apologizing to your wife. Oh wait, you're gonna be sleeping on the couch. Oh wait, if you act on your emotion, Michael, or you're gonna gun your engine on your truck, and you're just gonna burn oil. You're not gonna prove a point. You might get a ticket. You might take a chunk out of your tire. You're gonna do something jackassery. It's like it's helped me be more stoic and work towards like all my like philosophical kind of ascension goals as like a man, like being a whole person.
Good.
And that's where I was kind of feeling kind of more broken as a man. I did this Team Red, White, and Blue Eagle expedition last spring, and it was kind of the beginning of this whole journey where I was still hiding the fact that I was on occasion getting drunk and on occasion getting depressed, and I'd go on fire calls and I'd go help somebody, go work an overdose, I'd do something, and it would fill my cup, and I'd be good for a while, and then I'd get down again. I couldn't share it with anybody, and I'd go kind of circle again, and back and forth, but I could never talk to anybody. For that to go away and kind of feel like a normal person and not have that constant on a combat mission, like I'm just on a drive, not to have to be, under the influence of alcohol to feel that, have a buzz, and that's kind of what it took before. And always having a buzz led to a lot of other social problems. Honestly, I had a very open mind, but I was very skeptical because after, over a decade of therapy, sit in front of a therapist, therapy at the VA and different medications and all the feel-goody things, I really thought that something in 21 days, 3 weeks wasn't going to actually make any kind of difference. I just 2 to 4 in the morning has been my standard go to sleep time, and in the last week, since kind of therapy got over, I fall asleep like a regular person, and I've been actually feeling rested, like when I wake up. But it's like I don't have that exhausted feeling waking up every day. I'm actually getting REM sleep. I've told a million people, they're like, well, how can you be a firefighter and not go to Walmart? I'm like, you don't understand. I was like, with the adrenaline and the sense of purpose, I was like, I can run in, I could deal with blood and guts, but I was like, a crowded bit, it's almost debilitating sometimes. And just to feel normal again, where I'm like, I can look around and not be kind of embarrassed that I'm just walking through Walmart. I can actually shop.
You talked about your friends telling you about this program. Would you recommend this to your friends or family?
Oh, absolutely.
Co-workers?
Absolutely. I mean, I already have. So, I hope it gets spread around some more. So, I kind of wish it was here sooner. So,
if you had a chance to talk to your state representatives, what would you tell them about expanding this program?
That they need to do it immediately.
As fast as possible.
If they actually care about, putting a stop to suicide, if they want to go to less funerals for one, if they want to, not to make it political about, pharmaceutical companies and all the dark rabbit hole, but if they care about getting people better and not the indefinite pharmaceutical kind of thing, this is what they should do. So, getting people to go back to work, getting people to return to duty. I feel like this will do it. Not, here's your pill, we can just up the dose and then off you go. That's where I'm like, man, if right when I came home, or critical incident debrief kind of situations, you maybe get this kind of thing going.